Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
What's up, Stoke Nation? Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this week's vlog. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Also, check out the description and don't forget to comment. Everything helps. Your engagement, I totally love. This week's vlog, we're going to do something a little bit different. The past couple weeks, we haven't really had a whole lot of swell. And so I have been getting some direct messages from the subscribers, and also my followers on Instagram. And one thing that I do want to talk about is the big wipeout I took over at Todos Santos along that big stretch of swell that we've had. And that was pretty much, I think, the biggest day that I've been at Todos so far, which roughly it was about 25 to 30 foot on the faces. And the conditions weren't so great. So when we got to Todos was about 30 foot on the faces. Right when we pulled up, Spencer Purdy got an amazing wave. So that kind of hyped everybody up. I was a little nervous at first, which of course is normal to have nerves. We get out to the lineup, everyone's scrambling, trying to get waves. And this was roughly about a 15-foot swell at 15 seconds. And the degree was, I want to say, probably like around 300. It was between 298 to maybe 305. So anyway, I finally, when I finally make it out to the lineup, I'm sitting out there for a while, and my friend Dave Henderson, who was running safety, he traded with his buddy. He was sitting on the inside of me, and then we both see this wave coming that we both paddled, the one that I took off on. I thought he was going to go. He backed off. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it because there's no way I'm gonna stay this session empty-handed. So I'm like, hell or high water. If I eat shit, whatever, like, we're going. I'm sending it. And while I'm going, there's people on the inside yelling, hooting. I finally get up, and as I take off, I felt like I had a weird takeoff. And so my feet, or my stance was a little bit narrower than what I like. I kind of like to have my stance a little bit wider just because of stability and everything. And so when I took off, I was really deep, and I was actually in a really good spot. This is where I take off. This is basically kind of where you want to be when you're surfing there. Deep, steep and deep, as they say. So I take off, I go. As I'm dropping in, I'm seeing the wave kind of do this weird backwash thing. Like it wants to ledge, but then it, backs off. And so as I'm going, I hit it. And when I'm hitting it, I kind of like get a little bit airborne a little bit. And when I tried to come down, I lost like a little bit of a balance, the way that my feet were. And so I see in my peripheral right side, I see the whitewash come, and I thought for sure it was the boil, but after looking at the footage, it was just the peak coming through and just kind of crumbling. And I thought the wave was going to be a lot. I thought it was going to throw a little bit more than what it did. It ended up just being kind of a little mushy. But anyway, I'm dropping in, and when I'm going, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to eat shit. This is not going to be good. So I basically, once I ate shit, I started to embrace it, right? And one thing about Todos is that Todos does this weird thing when it hits the way that the rocks are on the bottom. Like you go and then you hit like a ledge per se, and it kind of takes you down a little bit further. And so I was underwater, I want to say, for about a good 10 seconds. This thing was just just ragdolling me in every which way. And I had my impact suit and I had my PSI vest. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and push this as far as I can go without pulling my PSI vest, because I don't want to rely on that unless I'm in a really unless I'm in a really bad scenario. And that one, I didn't feel like I was in that bad of a situation, because one, I knew that we had water safety, so if anything happened, I would have someone there to help me. I didn't rely on it, but that's always like, you kind of think about that. And so as I'm going through the process, I felt really confident in everything, and I just embraced it. If it was, if anything, I know this might sound weird, it was very soothing while getting work, but at the same time, you're going through these different stages, and you know, you're feeling your stomach kind of drop a little bit. But anyway, I get back up and everybody, as I'm getting up, everybody was just hooting and just giving like just props. And for me, I just felt like that day was a day of progression for me, where I was able to really go past of what I was afraid of. And a lot of that is, I'm not per se afraid of it being big. It's just more of like when you eat shit about how bad the beating was. And that beating was pretty bad. I had water literally coming out of my nose for about, literally about, I want to say like a day and a half. It was that bad. All the way to the boat, I mean, all the way to the harbor when we got in, it was just, water was just pouring out even when I got home. And it was, anyway, but that day was so magical, and you know, a lot of people really set the bar, and I couldn't be more proud of my friends, and just seeing how much a lot of us have elevated within our journey in big wave surfing. And you know, my message to you all is, if there's anything that you want to do, go after it. Yes, there's going to be times where you're going to be scared, but just go for it and really push yourself, because you'll learn so much about yourself and what you can do and what you can handle. And that's what it's all about, is continuously having progression and elevating your I guess you could say craft, and you know, learning more about yourself. And I'm just super stoked that I get to share this experience with you guys. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing you guys next week's vlog. So don't forget to like, subscribe, watch more videos, and we'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we get some waves. Stay safe out there, and aloha.